Hi besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hit the like button. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what happened earlier. Sweet Guluva thanking God and telling Jojo that he is gonna pray. Since the show is just remaining 2 weeks, I'll just call it 1 week, that he is gonna pray. Pray for that win. I was so impressed. I said, whoa, he acknowledges that prayer is the key to all. He acknowledges that it is God that actually grants one win. So while they were having that conversation, because he was actually doing his laundry, and when he was done, Jojo came by and Jojo continued with her own laundry. Though when Jojo came, he was like, how are you today, JJ? And JJ says she's fine. Was like, okay, why are you fine? What's making you happy? She said, because it's week 9. I said, oh, that was when he said, yeah, week 9. I said, just going to pray. I'm going to pray. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because of the post I made earlier, the updates. Like, I see a lot of people now. Let's analyze this thing. Sweet Guluva is a young person. Now, according to their conversation today, I was able to find out their real ages. I think Jojo now should be 23 this year, and Sweet Guluva should be 24, because what he was saying, he said, time he even forgets his age, still think he's 23. Okay, I think that was the age they wrote last year while they were auditioning, but this year they've added another year. Don't forget that the show started in January. So the one you thought was 23 is 24. The ones that were 22 are 23, because Jojo mentioned it while they were having a conversation together with Abobo. Something actually led to her mentioning her age. So while at that, Jojo was actually washing her own laundry. Now, when it was difficult for her to do some things, he was like, why didn't you call us to help you? Because Abobo was there then, and she said no. I think there was a time, a heavy clothes or something. She's short, so he was helping her to peg it, put a peg, to secure it so that it wouldn't fall off. So I don't know why people want to cage Sweet Gulova. I do not know why people initially, the way Jojo moved, we were not happy at all. We were not impressed, because she would, have a conversation with him. She would go back to Swiss, Mandy, and Tyrone to say other things. She was actualizing it. She was making it look more like a harassment. And we needed to cry out. In fact, we were like, no, don't do this. But at the time, it dawned on her that, remember, she told Sipesike that it was even Mandy Hagan that was pushing it. But now, Mandy is no longer here. I think the whole crushing thing is done. But it seems that friendship is still there, even from her own part and from Gulliver's part. I'm not trying to say it's something serious. So we shouldn't rule out the fact that people do have friends, besties. It must not necessarily mean that is the big word relationship as per se. Because invariably, if he was working, he will have colleagues, you have people you meet on a daily, business partners, clients, and all of that. And you don't expect now, everybody knows that unless God says otherwise, with what's happening on the polls, that this win might actually or is actually Gulliver's. Now, with the way JoJo has been going, and with the kind of friendship or siblingship they are forming, you think Gulliver might not be of help to JoJo sometime or anytime in the future? Because with the way people are going, like at this thing, as if you want to cage the young man, initially JoJo didn't really behave well, if I would put it that way, or she didn't really shoot the shot well. Yes, because if she had just made it a plain, pure friendship, and all, in fact, even while they were having that conversation today, you could like detect or depict a lot of things. She was saying, even when she was talking about she not comfortable seeing somebody's nakedness and all of that. I remember the other time, so I was like, oh, when she said, so these things that she was doing at that earlier stage, probably they were fueled by Mandy, and she didn't really have anyone to correct her. But now, what I see is just pure vibe, pure friendship. Because immediately she came there to do her own laundry, Guluva was the person that asked her, JJ, how are you today? So I don't see anything wrong in that's the same way Sweet Guluva treats Sipesike, Nate. It's just a normal dynamics in the house, which is supposed to be. locked up in a place, no phone, nothing, and you expect that these housemates will be enemies. In fact, the closeness will even be more because they have reduced in number. They are just eight of them. It's just eight of them. Last season, we know what we saw. Even BBN and even BBM last season four. Once the number is reduced, you guys know how it is on the show. So when people try to drag, oh, Sweet Gulova did this, oh, Sweet Gulova did that, like, I don't understand. The young man is quite young. I mentioned something. I replied somebody in one of the comments. He should be able to explore his usefulness. Guluva is even disciplined. He's a very well disciplined young man. Because yes, we saw whatever it is that happened between him and Ashley in the house, which is very beautiful. I'm also a their shipper. But then we are not going to like hold on to it and conclude that oh, it has become eternal. That was just a 3 weeks or 4 weeks thing in the house until they step outside and will still allow them to enjoy the relationship. Let's see how far it goes. If it's God's will, fine. If it's not God's will, so but when people try to, oh, he did this, if he says one thing, they say, oh, he said that. If I've really taken my time to watch, and at least today, even while at work, I really watched. I really got really invested in it, especially when the camera was on JoJo, Sweet Guluva, and Abobo. I really wanted to see all of these things safe, see it very clearly. And you can see it's just pure siblingship, it's just pure everybody getting to know themselves. No one knows tomorrow. No one knows tomorrow. If Guluva wins, you think he may not be of help to Jojo tomorrow. Nobody knows tomorrow. So the idea of dragging this person, that person, let's just allow them to just enjoy this show is just few days to go. Even while she was telling them a lot of stories, that was what brought about asking her age. Abubu was like, because she mentioned she lived with her sister alone somewhere, I think her younger sister, and Abubu was like, how old were you then? And she said 20, that she's 23 now, and that she was 22 then. She was saying, and that was when she's like, oh, the house has made her forget her age. She was 22 last year, so she's 23 now. And Sweet Gulliver was like, even him, we used to think he's still 23. So Sweet Gulliver is 24 this year. Okay, and you could see that while you're talking with somebody, having conversations, you're also trying to study the person, know their character, and all of that. Sweet has made it very clear about Ash. And even Jojo said is that, whoa, Sweet really loves his Ash. Nobody's going to take Ash place in his heart. So why won't people see the beauty in whatever it is both of them do, whether they smile, whether they laugh or whatever? Let's stop all of this drag. You guys know I'm a shipper, but I have to say it because I'm not a child. We've been through all of this. I'm not a kid. I have to let people know. I don't know the people that watch this show, whether they are teenagers, because sometimes the kind of comment I see, I'll be like, what? A young man. Now, when he comes outside, are you guys going to be policing him up and down? No, these are things left for him and his partner to discuss. And not just that when he talks with someone, plays with anybody, oh, he's this, he does, oh, he's that, oh, Jojo can't be free, Sweet Gulova can't be free. Like, Ash doesn't even see any wrong in all of this because she knows whom she's got. Honestly, I really have to give the credit to Sweet Gulova. Not all these Gen Zs we see this era. Not after all, they will tell you, after all, we're not this, we're not that. So please, when you want to comment, be civil in your comments and let these people play their game. Try to pay attention to what they are saying, not just listen. Pay attention to their conversations, pay attention so that you can be able to get your facts. Okay, and not just, oh, he said, even while they were doing that laundry, you could see in the chat people are saying, oh, Jojo is doing laundry for Sweet Guluva, let her what is wrong in doing laundry for somebody? If you've stayed off campus where people, you see neighbors, you can't enable help the neighbor do laundry, even if it's of the opposite gender. Is there anything wrong? And I don't think it was even Guluva's laundry because Guluva was already done when she came. It was her own clothes she was washing. And I know severally she mentioned she doesn't wash for men, not even her dad. So let's just allow this people, because she even said even in her fourth week, that was when she just closed her ears, put deaf ears, and said she doesn't even want to bother herself about what's happening at the outside, how her parents see her. But seeing her parents on screen, when she saw that her dad is, fat, he said, oh, my dad is happy with me. So let's just allow them be who they are. Let's just allow them live their real age, be themselves, and not just judge. Now, especially now that they are reduced in number. All right, guys, share your thoughts in the comment. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.